everybody. Happy Juneteenth to you. So today we're going to do a Juneteenth craft, and I'm calling it Stained Glass Freedom in honor of Juneteenth. This is something that you can do with your littles or just as a project for everybody to do for Juneteenth. But before we get started and I tell you how to do it, I want to let you know about a raffle that is going on. I'll just let you know that today we will be choosing some out of this box, and people will be called. So this is actually what you'll be winning is an American Girl series from Melody. So that will be happening, and we will probably call you Monday and let the winners know. There'll be 3 winners. So we will call each of you and let you know that you have won. So if you've been in the library, you've probably seen this back in children's. So that will be happening also as part of our celebration for Juneteenth. So here's what you need. You're going to need a sheet of black construction paper, and you will need some shards of red and blue tissue paper, and go ahead and cut them up into little bitty bits, or smaller bits, and red and blue. And then you're going to need some white paper, and you're going to also need a white piece of crayon, or this is an oil pastel. I'm going to try it this time with this because my crayon, if you probably can't very well, so we're going to try it with this and see. But a white crayon will work. So scissor and glue sticks. Okay, so here we go. What you're going to do with your black piece of paper is you're going to fold it end to end. And this one's better. But for little kids who are watching and want to do this, make sure you make the ends line up. And then you lay down your finger on it. So you're folding it in half. All right, that's our first half. Then we're going to fold end to end again. And parents, for the cutting out of the window, this might be a thing that you need to do just so we don't cut the fold. But you want to do it again like this. And so what you're going to do is come in and cut just a little bit. We're making a window, basically. So you don't want to cut the edges through or off. And then you're going to connect your edges. And then you're going to fold it back out. And this is what you got. So you have the same window. All right, so then we're going to open it up, and we are going to start gluing. So this is what you want to do. You want to find about the middle. So for me, it's going to be about in here. And we are going to start gluing from the side out. And I'm going to start with blue, because blue needs to be on top, and because this is the flag for Juneteenth. All right. And we'll just go ahead and glue around the edge. And you'll see how this makes it easier to connect things. So you're just keeping it going all the way around. That is to commemorate 1865, when the last slaves in Galveston, Texas, finally got the word a whole year later that they were free, which then in turn literally made the whole population of African Americans free in the United States. So that is why we celebrate Juneteenth. So you're going to have something kind of like that. And then what you want to do is go back in and just glue things to one another. Be careful. Don't rush it, because you don't really want to tear anything, but you just make it lay down. And it is sticky, so just know that. Keep a rag handy. I did not do that, but I would do that if I were you. So yeah. And so if you want a little more information about Juneteenth, you can go on our children's blog, and there is a little more history for you. All right, and then we're just going to start gluing down pieces in the middle. And glue sticks, for obvious reason, works the best. Because if you're trying to glue this down with school glue, that would take a long time and be very messy. So, and I'm just going to try to straighten it up a little bit to make it seem more like there's a line delineating the middle. That's kind of it. All right. So now I'm gonna turn it up the other way and work on my red. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put glue sticks or glue on the outside of the frame, of the square, rectangle, whatever, and then put my red down. This is what makes it possible for us to glue down the whole thing. And when you do this part, don't worry about overlapping the red with the blue. You're going to have to, or the blue with the red even. It still looks good, so don't worry about that. Okay, and you're just kind of piecing it together to make sure you can cover up the hole that you've created. Coming together nicely. Yeah, you might want to pick it up every now and again and just make sure you're not stuck to the paper that you're working on. And I do suggest you lay down a paper or something to work on. So, I will tell you this is a cheat kind of moment. If you get down to it and you don't have total coverage in the middle, that's okay, because we're going to add a star in the middle. So, it won't show through. So if you're going to have holes, have it toward the middle, because there's something else that will be going there. Okay? And I'm going to show you what I mean here in just a minute. And there's that. Okay, so I will let you see what I mean here. Let me pile it up. Okay. It's not going to go with me. Hang on. So, if this happens to you, take your scissors, adults, not little folks, and just kind of lightly lift it. Yeah. So there. And then, so what we're going to do is this. To where we have that going on. All right, I'm going to move my little paper to where it's back here. Turn it. And nail it down. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is glue stick my opposite side. Ooh. And you want to glue it down really good. Put lots of glue stick down on the other side of your window. And I'm going to go ahead and just, it gives it a nice edge. In the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my paper over and try to lay this down nice, a little nicer on the back side, on the current back side. All right. There's that. All right. Again. So now, it's a little more stable, and you can see that I actually have a hole there in the middle. So don't worry. We're going to take care of that. Okay, so you're going to take your white piece of paper now, and I'm just going to cut off the edges. We're going to make a star, an easy trick to making stars. You need two triangles triangles each. So we're going to make a 5-pointed star because that's the one that appears on there. So you can see this makes a 6-pointed star, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut off this tip. And if you don't like this, you can make it a 6-pointed star. I did on the first one just because I was figuring out what I wanted. Put your glue in the middle of that, and you see where I cut off the tip of one of them? And this is going to make us have a 5-pointed star. Okay? And there's that. And there's your star. And we're going to do that again. Okay, this one's a little off-centered here, but we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna cut the tip, and I have another 5-pointed star. And this is for both sides of your flag. Okay. Then we're gonna pick it back up, and I'm going to put glue on one of my stars all over, and then I'm going to put it right in the middle where they come together. And there's that. And then we're going to do the same thing on the back. Okay, and that kind of holds the whole design together. So there you go. If you don't like that particular star, you can go ahead and do the other kind of star. So our last little bit on here is the outline. We're just going to do the contour. And you might want to wait till this dries. Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the oil. Okay, it's the oil. Because if it's still a little sticky, it might not want to go so well. But I'll show you. And so the reason why making the contour of the star is important is because it is meant to signify the ongoing future of freedom progression. So you want to keep that in there as part of the design. I'm not going to do it on the back now because, as you can see, some of mine is not laid down as well as over here. But that is the design. And then the other thing you're going to want to do is blue side up. That's the flag. And you don't have to have a hole punch. You can just have something to stick it with. And then a little ribbon. And I suggest that the little lock on your windows or whatever sticks out from your windows, that you can hang it from that just so you can see the light coming through the flag. And that will be your stained glass freedom. There you go. So guys, enjoy doing that. And please hang them up and use them today. Also remember to wear your red, because that is the color that is most used in African American culture for Juneteenth. Remember to wear your red. Also red velvet cake. That's what it makes me think of mostly. So before we go, I do want to give a shout out and just let you guys know about some podcasts that are basically productions that link history to today and provide hope for the future. And I will tell you, for me, these two particular productions have gotten me through this pandemic, and they continue to. They are on a hiatus during this summer, but if you've not listened to them, I suggest you go and just binge listen and binge watch. The first one is How to Citizen with Baratunde. I love, love, love this podcast because he turns citizen into a verb, and he attaches history and today's stats with the history of freedom and slavery and how it persists in our culture today. And he tells us, each American, how we can be a part of helping to be part of the change. So the other one is the next question. It is much more history based. So if you feel like as an adult there are lots of things you just don't know, this is a great crash course. This is not a 101 discussion of racism in America. It is heavy hitting, and I will let you know that up front, adults, that this is for you so that you have background. When you want to talk about race and relations in America, you want to have some background and you want to have a deeper understanding where you connect facts with how it affects today and how we want it to affect the future. So this particular podcast is called The Next Question, and it is with Austin Channing Brown, Chi-Chi Oku, and Jenny Booth Potter. So the one is a video series on Vimeo, and you can just type in The Next Question on your computer and it will pop up the whole first season. And watch with people. It'll be good to have discussions after this. And for me, listening to How to Citizen with Baratunde, I listen to that in the car on my way to work. It is just a good boost for a day to me. So you guys, once again, happy Juneteenth. And I hope you guys are celebrating and doing it safely. And we will see you in the library. Remember, for those of you who put in for the challenge, you'll probably get a call on Monday as to who the 3 winners are. All right. Have a good day.